Create a new scene and check the sizes of your objects. Here we have an initial edge length of 2 meters for the default cube. We now set the size of the cube to 10 millimeters. This is not the correct size we need, but this shows the limits in the lighting right at the beginning. We correct this at the end of the first part. Before we fix the following problem, we apply the new scaling with Ctrl+A. Now we have a clipping problem. That is easy to fix. We set a start clipping value of 1 mm in all affected views and for the camera. In other views with this problem, simply proceed identically. Now we reset the height of the cube in edit mode so that we get a floor. Then we set it a little bit higher on the Z-axis. I want to give the floor a UV checker texture. First I set the seams on all edges with Ctrl+E and mark seams and then perform the UV unwrapping with the U key. Now we create a material for the floor. With Shift-A we add an image texture. The texture should have a 2K size and contain a color grid. And here again, fix clipping problems in the respective window with the N key, select View, and set Clip Start to 1 mm. The floor has its texture. Now we want to display some more tiles on the floor. We simply scale the UV a bit larger. Don't worry, the UV may well be larger than its texture space. And here again, fix clipping problems in the respective window with the N key, select View, and set Clip Start to 1 mm. Next we add a quadra UV sphere. Since we have a really tiny scene setting, this one is way too big with its 2 meter size. I come out and scale the sphere with the S key and mouse movement until it fits the size of the floor. We give the sphere a name and duplicate it with Shift-D and X along the X-axis. To create the diamond we use Blender's own add-on. We open the Preferences with Menu Edit, Preferences, and select the add-ons. In the search bar type Extra and activate the add-on Add Mesh, Extra Objects. Now we can easily add a diamond. But again, keep in mind that it will be very large in the scene and must be scaled appropriately. The diamond is additionally rotated and placed on the floor. After renaming, we create a common glass BSDF material for the 3 new objects and assign it to each new object. This is not really needed, we only use it to set the scene and the lighting correctly. A little later we will see the lighting limits. In the shading editor, we remove the existing BSDF node, add a glass BSDF node and connect it to the material output node. In the glass BSDF node, there is a near value of 1.45. This will be interesting later, because each material has its own near value. The glass material works now, but still looks quite unspectacular. Good lighting rarely does without an environment map. This provides general lighting as if the scene were inside it. In the shader editor in the world settings we add an environment texture. I like to use the Map Studio 05 for scenes with jewelry, but it's not really important. I'll show you where you can download good HDR maps. Let's see where we can get HDR images. Polyheaven is a good place to download free HDR images. Search for Studio 05 and download it as shown. The first light must also be adjusted to the scene. We position it very close to our spheres and adjust the power and the radius. I adjust the texture of the ground again, less roughness and specularity. Then I switch the light to a spotlight. This helps to illuminate only the areas that are desired. Next, we adjust how lighting something. I'll show you how to align lamps with an object, making it really easy to target a light source. This is especially helpful when you want to align multiple light sources to the same target. Now we set what we want to see when rendering. Press the 0 key on the numeric keypad and scale the gray frame until it fills the screen. Then press the N key again, view and activate camera to view. The frame is now fixed and the scene can be adjusted. With the key F12 we make a test rendering. Almost at the end of the first part we adjust the scaling of the two spheres and the diamond. We are in the area of the limits in the lighting and change that immediately.